I didn't come forward to my mom because I was embarrassed, and she's the person that I had more trust than anybody in, but I just felt like I was in the wrong. I allowed this to happen.
2 decades ago, this man, Dana Waters, was locked away from molesting multiple children. As we discovered, there is an online profile in his name on a website for inmates seeking relationships.
Now an adult, this survivor decided to come forward after seeing our investigation earlier this month.
Let's go to Target 12 investigator Tim White with this exclusive interview.
As you're about to see, we altered the victim's appearance and voice. Even then, this was not an easy decision for him to make. But with Waters nearing his release, the survivor tells me it was time to break the silence.
He took advantage of the trust that kids' parents put in the counselors, that the kids put in the counselors, the people that they were leaders, and he became a sexual predator to children.
A camp counselor, Boy Scout leader, in-home babysitter. In his different jobs with close contact with kids,
all I can say is that
Dana Waters left a wake of victims.
It's something that you don't ever forget.
Convicted in 1998 on multiple counts of child molestation, prosecutors say there were at least 11 victims. Now an adult, this man was one of the boys Waters molested at Camp Davis in Charlestown.
Even at 10 years old, I knew that, or I felt that I let this happen. You know, and I didn't want to let my mom down because I knew that she would feel guilty for sending me there.
He says while he has come to terms with the crime and knows now it wasn't his fault, his mother has never gotten over what happened.
You can't predict that somebody in the community is like that, and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't feel that around every corner is a predator. You shouldn't feel that somebody out there is going to betray the trust of a 10-year-old child.
As Target 12 reported, a profile in Dana Waters' name was discovered on an inmate relationship website. Prison officials tell us while inmates don't have access to the internet, nothing prevents someone on the outside from posting on the prisoner's behalf.
So after seeing the piece, 2 weeks ago, I was kind of, in a sense, appalled by it. Not so much that he has the opportunity to put himself out there publicly, but because of how it's listed.
He says he takes issue with the managers of the website because it lists Waters as being incarcerated for a sex offense.
He's not listed as a child sex offender on there. He's just in there for a sex offense. And it's not a sex offense. It is numerous sex offenses.
In an email, the manager of the website tells Target 12 users of the site describe their own crimes, and if victims or their families want it changed, they should contact the prison. Coming up, new at 6, there is something this survivor wants you to know, and if he's watching from his prison cell, he has a message for Dana Waters. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
And Tim will be back with those new details as this exclusive investigation, Breaking His Silence, continues on Eyewitness News at 6. Now, a Target 12 investigators exclusive, Breaking His Silence. 20 years after the horrific crimes, one of the many victims of a serial child molester is speaking out.
His reputation was he was the cool counselor. He did things that made kids want to be in his bunk, and he earned your trust.
Now an adult, this survivor is reacting to his molester's pending release and has a message he wants his abuser to hear.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive interview.
This is the first time any of Dana Waters' victims have talked about what they went through. He's telling his story now after our investigation revealed Waters is getting out much sooner than anyone thought. 20 years ago, Dana Waters went away to prison after pleading guilty to multiple counts of child molestation. Prosecutors were able to find 11 victims, all kids.
You shouldn't feel that around every corner is a predator. You shouldn't feel that somebody out there is going to betray the trust of a 10-year-old child.
Target 12 is altering the identity and voice of one of Waters' victims.
You don't know how to have trust after you struggle with it, whether it be with a teacher, a coach, your family members, friends, relationships. It definitely it affects a lot of things in life.
Prison records show Waters shaved 7 years off his sentence through the state's good time statute. He's on track to get out of prison in less than a year, but the records also reveal he's been disciplined 27 times.
Some of the things that he's gotten in trouble in there show that he doesn't have self-control.
You're afraid he's going to do it again?
Unfortunately, I feel that he will.
This survivor has a message to those who are victims of sexual assault that are too afraid to come forward, especially kids.
Talk to somebody. I promise you, the first time you say it, it's not going to be easy. The second time you say it, it's not going to be easy. But I'm telling you, the more you get it out, at the end of the day, you've learned that it's not controlling you. What happened to me as a child, what Dana Waters did to me, what Dana Waters has done to other children, I didn't let it define who I am as a person.
He has another message, this one directed at Waters, sitting in his prison cell.
You know, the little kids that you preyed upon are adults, and they've overcame a lot of hurdles, and Dana Waters was probably the biggest but smallest hurdle. And I say smallest because a small person does such big crimes and puts such a big hurdle in front of young kids. And when we learn to get over that hurdle, you're unstoppable in life.
Unlike the victim, Waters does not want to talk to us. Through a prison spokesperson, he denied our request for an interview. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
This investigation continues on our website. Hear more exclusive reaction from the abuse survivor we spoke to and see the investigation that prompted him to come forward. It's all on WPRI.com.